Hello, welcome to Violet Shadow Tarot. Today I am going to be doing a general reading for a message that needs to come through. I will start with some oracle cards and then we will move on into some tarot. So let's just pull our oracles and see what we are starting with. All right, the squirrel and the chestnut, preparation. Neptune, dream and transcend. Wild woman. This came out for, I believe, my Gemini reading. What do we need to see? Ride the wave. All right, and see if I can get one more. And then sea serpent. Look at all of the, we have ride the wave, sea serpent, and then the Neptune card that has like the shell in the water. Shh. Let me put my puppy up real quick. He was being good, but now he has decided to play with my big old dog, so hold on. All right, so I am back. It is very interesting that there are, over half of this has to do with kind of oceany vibes, water vibes. You may be a water sign, you may have water in your chart, but let's keep going and let's kind of see with the tarot what comes out. So what do we need to see right now? What do we need to see? The Nine of Cups, the Six of Cups in reverse, and then the Six of Pentacles, okay. This has to do with like deep emotion, again, water sort of energy. Let's see. The Knight of Cups in reverse, Justice, and then the Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. You do have a lot of energy in here about emotion, about water. Again, you could just be a water sign or have water placements or dealing with somebody with water placements. Overall feeling of the energy for the reading is the Wheel. So what I'm seeing here is kind of, I'm feeling, talking about water energy, I'm feeling like a deep, you've been thinking about either going in some sort of direction, or you've been thinking about something for quite some time, and it's something that you kind of get lost in. You know, when you daydream or you're just in thought and like time passes and you're not really sure. You had no idea that the time was passing in such a way, and you kind of get lost in it. So I'm feeling that sort of energy, like the thinking energy, but it's the emotional sort of thinking. So it's not like the mental necessarily. It's just you get lost in the emotion, and that's what drives it, possibly. Again, we have the Nine of Cups here, the Six of Cups in reverse, and then the Six of Pentacles. So with the Six of Cups in reverse, that card can talk about like avoiding moving on or being like locked in the past, like locked in old events, or recalling these old events kind of in a way that may not be like that healthy, because it's like a what is that, ruminating sort of thoughts again, and it means a lot to you though. the reason that you keep recalling something is because it means a lot. But I think that the overall energy for the reading is breaking that cycle. There's something in that cycle itself that is negative for you that you kind of need to get out of. We have the wheel here, and then we have the sea serpent here. Sea serpent that is deep in the water, deep in the emotional thought, and it also has a wheel and it has an eye in the middle of it. I think that's really interesting. I think this is kind of pushing you again to break that cycle of thought, to look into kind of why you keep being taken back to that place. Like, what is it? Are you recalling something in a more positive light than it was? Are you recalling something in a more negative light than it actually happened? Like an event, something that happened in your life. And, the Six of Pentacles being here, I do kind of feel like this is something that affects other things in your life. But it's not that obvious that it's affecting things that negatively, if that makes sense. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Justice upright, and then the Page of Wands. So this makes me feel like this is something. So with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, you could be dealing with an individual, like something that's untrustworthy, or which could absolutely send somebody into these like thought processes, but they're deeply emotionally charged, trying to figure out if you've been deceived and betrayed, trying to figure out what is real and how things actually went, and like that sort of a vibe that could absolutely be what is happening here. With the Justice card here, it's finding balance, and I love the way that they depict this card in this particular deck. This is the Light Seers deck, because you have this female, she's in the light here, and then she's in the dark here. So it kind of shows your light and your shadow. And the way that things have affected you with whatever has happened to you, it could keep you locked in your shadow, or, these thoughts and these, if you tried to repress something, but it just keeps coming back and getting lost in that, absolutely can be something that has happened because of something that happened to you because of somebody else. That was a lot to say, but it shows the light and the dark side of this. But justice, obvious, it's a seeking of balance and what is right, what you deserve, what is deserved. And I think that that's where it's like wanting for you to move in the direction. And part of what's going on is because of what these thoughts and these emotions that are just swirling around in your head. Like you're very deeply in the water, in this water energy. We have the Knight of Wands here. So Page of Wands. Then we moved on to the Knight of Wands. And then the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse. So when you talk about the Page of Pentacles being in reverse, this could be about like news or something like that. A communication of some sort. It could be dealing with somebody who was irresponsible and like had negative repercussions against you. Could be financially. It doesn't have to be these things, but it is talking about somebody. It can be, talking about somebody who is selfish, doesn't necessarily know that they're selfish, and it has affected you in some way. So this does get the feeling of you trying to make sense of the entire situation, and it's kind of hard to make sense from. And you might end up being in a situation that you're never going to fully, if you're dealing with somebody who kind of operates very, very differently from you and has tendencies that they're living out of their shadow, and they're, selfish and self-centered, and they don't have the emotional capacity, and they project all those sorts of things. It's super confusing. And it will always be super confusing. It's not something that you may ever understand. So if that's what you're trying to do, focusing more on yourself and how you're going to maneuver the situation or put yourself back together and make yourself, fulfill yourself more to where you're not quite so confused and you're more sure of yourself and confident, that's probably a good set of advice. I need to pull the advice, but that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It does seem like the energy of someone who has been betrayed. And it's kind of like a natural process of being betrayed. After you have done that, trying to make sense of all of that. And its betrayal could be in many different ways. This is with all of the water and the way that it's looking. I do think that it could possibly be about a relationship or just something that has really, really impacted you in a big way and is keeping you kind of stuck. Okay, so we have, for advice, we have the Hanged Man, the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Something did fall. It's the Three of Swords. Okay. And then the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Wow. Okay. So now we have the Knight of Swords. I mean, not the Knight, the Nine. Excuse me. Yeah. So it does look like something happened here, and it was involving a situation or an individual that really did hurt you. And your advice here is to basically look in a different perspective. And that's much easier said than done. Much easier said than done. I kind of don't like even having to bluntly say things like that. I don't mean them in a way that's like negative, but it feels like, well, I would love to be able to do that, I'd love to be able to do that, but it's not that easy. Like how, But in this tarot reading, like it's just pointing out kind of what you need to look for or just be reminded of. That's the way that I look at the readings that many of us do. So if you're holding on to an outcome or truly wanting to figure out and like understand something, the betrayal, like why it happened, how it could have happened, all those things, again, this is a completely normal response. In fact, this is the natural response. You go through many things when you go through situations like this. It can keep you in a place where you feel like you're drowning and you're kind of numb and like living life, but not really living it and not even knowing that time again is passing, and it's just really unhealthy. So it's going to cause you more anguish staying in that sort of mindset. So I think that it is really important. Maybe all you need to hear is there's some things that you're not going to understand. There's some people that you just won't understand because you don't operate in the way that they do. Mental health is it's so important. And things that happen to us it can drastically change our mental health, our functioning, our just overall health. And I think it's important to know, that it's normal for everybody to go through certain things, and not everybody is built the same. We're not wired the same, and there are individuals who can do things that you would never do, and we won't ever be able to understand why they do that. But the most important thing to do is seek help. Try to heal yourself from what did happen. Put yourself in a higher sort of frequency so that you can move forward and create boundaries and keep yourself from having something like this happening to you again. But it's what you do after to heal and to make sure that, you keep yourself safe. So if you're in a trauma response sort of thing, and this is kind of feeling like a trauma response, again, that's normal. Do seek help with a professional if you can, who is experienced in trauma work or whatever situation that happened to you, the specific sorts of situations, to get help to be able to get yourself out of this. And you'll be able to do it. I feel like I need to pull an angel card for this. I just feel like you need a message for this. So hold on just a minute. I do have to walk away to go get that. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's pull an angel card. Oh, okay. 000. This says, you are the one with the creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on Earth. Let's keep going. I feel like we need at least 2. I am centered. A wake-up call for you to re-examine your current situation and change the direction of your thoughts so you can rise your vibration to a more positive frequency. This is what, again, I think is what is needed to be said here. This is no fault of your own in thinking the ways that you think, but there does need to be sort of a change in direction to make you be strong and more confident and kind of put yourself in higher frequency and better energy, because this has brought you down. And it may not even feel, again, I don't even think it feels, no, it definitely feels negative, but I think that there's more of like a numbing, like just an existing sort of a thing that you're feeling. Shh, it's okay, baby. So yeah, do let me know if you resonated with this message. I'm sending you all the love to get through this. You can get through this. Like, share, subscribe, however you do want to let me know that you did receive the message that you were meant to receive. Thank you again for being here. I hope you have a blessed day, and then I see you again soon.